Very good evening, everyone. On behalf of Cognize Nutrition, I am Shomindu Ghosh. I welcomes you all on the National Nutrition Month 2023. And on this first or second day of Nutrition Month, this is our first online program. Today we have done one nutrition education or community nutrition health education program, and I am really privileged and thankful to Mr. Shaurodip that we have organized this kind of program in the community, where whenever you are doing some programs in the community, you get to know many things from your patients. Like same when you are working in a hospitals, patient teaches us many things, but you will learn more in the community, because many patients share their personal experience of taking different types of homemade food, recipes, or kitchen food, or functional food. So patient used to experiment on their own about the functional food at home, and they are getting benefited. So most of the patients are suffering from bloating or flatulence, or some patients have diabetes. They have tried some herbs, or some patients have very low hemoglobin. They have tried different types of leaves. So it really works. So functional food is nothing but, apart from their nutritional benefit, that is nutritional components, they also have some extra function that are called functional foods. So all the foods except for the junk foods, those who are like chemically processed foods or refined flour, they only provide empty calories. Except for that, all our foods provide some of the nutrient macro or the micronutrients. So we emphasize more on the micronutrient. But functional food is something different, that apart from their nutritional benefits, they have some function. They provide some function to the body. And people are nowadays more familiar of detox diet and this trendy diet. So functional food is actually newly emerging in the field of dietetics or nutrition, or from the public perspective, but it is totally not new. It is older than like 4,000 or 5,000 years back, or in the era of Buddhist or Charaka. You all know that Charaka is one of the foundational texts of classical Indian medicine and Ayurveda. So where you will get to know many functional foods. So one of the principal contributor of Ayurveda is Charaka. So this functional food, even Ayurveda has attributed to Dhanvantari. Dhanvantari means the physician to the god in the Hindu mythology who received it from Brahma, and its earlier concept were set out in the portions of Vedas also, known as Ashtveda. And this period of Vedic medicine is latest until the about of 800 BC. So it is not new. Functional food is not new. Even we are telling in the 2023 about millets. Millets is a functional food. It is not new. It is very old to us. And India is among India, and obviously China is also there. So we are patent in the functional food. Even many seeds of different fruits even are grown in India, but that are used in USA or American countries as a medicinal value. So ADA has given some definition. FOSHU has given some different definition of functional foods. So we are really privileged to have 4 of our speakers. And always I used to say that functional food is present in the 5 food groups, that is cereal, pulses, vegetable, fruits, milk products. They are also functional foods. So we will get to know about this functional food from 4 of our speakers. So please go to the introduction slide one by one, so that we can introduce our speaker and get to know about the functional food. So dietitian Payal Bonik Koviraj has completed graduations from RKBM Sharadama Girls College and completed master degree in food and nutrition from the West Bengal State University. She is also a certified diabetes educator, completed masters in obesity and cardio management from Cognize Nutrition, completed MNT, that is medical nutrition therapy course from Cognize Nutrition. She is a freelance dietitian, as well as she is associated from last few years in a private hospitals in North 24 Pargana. So welcome Payal to today's stage session.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Next, we are going to Meghma Niyogi. Meghma Niyogi is a very dynamic nutritionist. She has completed her graduation nutrition from Hooghly Women's College, Bardhaman University, completed Masters on Applied Nutrition from All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, completed 6-month hospital internship from Park Clinic, Kolkata, having 3 years of experience in coaching centers as a nutrition center. That is great to know, Meghma, that you are also a nutrition teacher, and she is also a diabetes educator as well, NDEP. She is students of Cognized Nutrition MNT, and she has just completed the course. She is the member of Society of Nutrition and Dietetics, and congratulate Meghma. She has joined in a pharmaceutical company as a diabetes educator, and she is serving many renowned endocrinologists as a diabetes educator and dietitian. Next, coming to...
Thank you so much, sir. This is only because possible for you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations. Next, we have Reem Ghosh. I am telling something extra about Reem because I am starting from the end. That is, she is a certified therapeutic yoga coach and Reiki master. So Reiki is nowadays a very popular healing things that is very, very important along with our professions. She is expert in that. She is BSc in Food and Nutrition from Calcutta University, completed Masters on Clinical Dietetics and Community Nutrition Management from Vidyasagar University, having 2 years of experience as a freelance dietitian. She is also a diabetes educator from National Diabetes Educator Project. She is also our student in Cognized Nutrition. And she actually, when came to Cognized Nutrition, she is having a long-term experience in not in nutrition, but even in some other field. But she loves nutrition. She wants to be a good nutritionist, and she is associated with nutrition. She is very much active in Cognized Nutrition, and always she wants to do something different in nutrition. But her profession is not into right now, not into nutrition field. She is working in that is MNC company. So welcome Reem to today's session. We are really privileged to have you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this lovely introduction. I'm very much happy and glad to be a part of your extended family. Thank you so much.
Next, we have Joyashree Mondal. Joyashree is from almost from my hometown. That is not hometown, but I used to stay there in Malda. Joyashree is also has completed graduation in Food and Nutrition from Gaur Mahavidyalaya Malda, completed Master in Food and Nutrition from the Gaurbanga University Malda, completed 6-month internship from Neotia Gatewell Multispeciality Hospital, that is Shiliguri. She has also completed the medical nutrition therapy course. So we are running our 5th batch, and she is from the 3rd batch. So she is also a proud mother of a 2 months girl child, but still she is continuing her studies. So this is called the passion for nutrition. This is called the love for nutrition. And I really want to add some extra line about Joyashree, that she is always very passionate and one of our active student in batch 3 Cognized Nutrition. So really I am very happy. So after a long time, we are meeting in the online platform, Joyashree. So welcome you all 4 of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this lovely introduction. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now moving to the introduction of, already I have given a brief introduction. So I am just requesting Payal to start the session. Thank you all, and be patient. We will take the question and answer and your suggestion on functional food and your experience with the patient in application of functional foods at the end of the session. In between, we will not take any question and answer.
Thank you so much, sir, and Cognized Nutrition for giving me this opportunity. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all of my co-educators. Today's our topic is functional food, which is likely mentioned by Shomin. Do you know that in early when even medical science was not upgraded. Nutrition was one of the important agenda to fight against diseases. But now,
Acha,
can we
is
say
it audible to the audience? There is a little bit problem in the voice.
sir, it is not clear voice.
Yes, sir, it's not clear.
Payal, if you can switch off your video and try for once, we can check it.
Yes, sir.
Somebody is writing yes, somebody is writing voice breaking. So you switch off your video and start the introduction, and later on, when you will finish your talk, again switch on your video. Okay.
Okay. But now, can we say that this medicine, we know the answer, but it is complicated. What we eat is food, but when we eat-
Please hold the mobile in front of your, or sit somewhere in your home where the network is good. Unfortunately, we cannot hear you. It is not required to switch on the camera, but we are really unfortunate that your voice is so much cracking that we cannot able to hear the important parts of functional food.
Do you know that in earlier, when even medicine was not upgraded, nutrition was one of the important agenda fight against diseases. But now, can we say that food is medicine? We know the answer is simple, but it is
Payal,
complicated.
can you please help me? Payal, please help me. Is it audible, Reem?
No, the voice is
No,
breaking
voice
for
is-
Payal.
Can you please help me? You just call me in one of my number, and I will put it in front of the loudspeaker.
Sure, I am calling you.
Not in my Geo number. You take it in my number 98744.
Just a moment, sir.
Sorry for the inconvenience, audience. It can happen to anyone. We are not aware about the fact. 98744.
Just a moment, sir.
Fatma,
98.
744.
Mm-hmm.
Payal, I have your number. Let me check in this new.
Okay.
I have your number. I am calling you.
Okay. Nice nutrition for giving me this opportunity. Good evening, sir, and good evening, all of my co-educators. Today's our topic is functional food, which rightly mentioned by Showmendu sir. Do you know that in earlier, when even medical science was not upgraded, nutrition was one of the important agenda to fight against diseases. But now, can we say that food is medicine?
Fatma, please change the slide.
We know the answer is simple, but it is complicated. What we eat is food, but when we eat food in a critical condition, it becomes medicine. There is a statement like an apple every day keep your doctor away. So now, welcome to our presentation. Functional food. Functional foods are
Payal, whenever you need to change the slide, please tell. We will change the slide.
Okay, sir.
This
okay,
is your first slide definition. Okay.
sir. And now welcome to our presentation. Functional foods are products that contain various biologically active compounds which provide medical or health benefit as well as reduction of diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, cancer, etc. Functional foods are already whatever things are present in our kitchen. These are berries, beans, cruciferous vegetables, chocolate, citrus fruit, pumpkin, fish, yogurt, soy, whole grains, nuts, spices, seeds, and tea.
Next slide, please. Yes.
What we say, functional foods are balanced diet. In fact, they can help any gap in our diet to prevent nutrient deficiency. If we classify according to source, it will be two categories. One is plant-based and the another is animal-based. So first, plant-based functional foods like vegetables, fruits and nuts. Vegetables contain lycopene and xanthopene, which can help to reduce high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, etc. And the next is fruit. We all know that vitamin C is present in fruit, and that can help to prevent high blood pressure, heart disease, boost immunity, reduce risk of chronic disease. And the next is nut. Polyunsaturated fatty acid present in nut, which can help to reduce LDL cholesterol. And the second category is animal-based functional. These are fish, meat, and probiotics. Fish is good source of omega-3 fatty acid and docosahexaenoic acid, which can help to reduce cancer, cardiovascular disease, Parkinson disease, multiple sclerosis. And the next is probiotics. We all know that probiotics present in curd, which is good for digestive system for children, and as well as autism, depression, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson disease, etc. And the next slide, please.
Next slide. Yes.
In this slide, we see that functional foods plays different roles. These are like conventional, nutraceuticals, probiotics, and prebiotics. So first, conventional example, cheese, yogurt, sauces, etc. And these are fermented or overnight soaked. And these are the good for our health. And the next is nutraceutical. Example, dietary supplements and food additives. These are very famous. We all dietitians prescribe it. Example, curcumin from turmeric, piperine from pepper. These are available as medicine form in various companies. And the different nutraceuticals are also available nowadays in a market as a dietary supplement. And the next is probiotics, which contain beneficial bacteria and yeast, which have many positive effects in gut immunity. And the next and last is prebiotics. These are a type of fibers that the human body cannot digest. They serve as food for probiotics. So now my fellow colleague Regma will take it on, and she can furtherly process it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Payal. You please join the Google Meet. Okay, I am disconnecting the phone. Thank you.
Sir, am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes, perfect.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Payaldi, for a nice explanation. Now we will learn it from this elaborately. Now the slide is all about the cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables, which are belonging from Brassica cruciferous genus. The green leafy vegetables, including broccoli, cabbage, kale, mustard greens, those all are claimed to prevent the non-communicable diseases. Those contains a good amount of antioxidant, beta-carotene, selenium, which have the anti-cancer properties, anti-tumor properties. Now we come to an important question that all of you know that those cruciferous vegetables contains goitrogens. Yes. So if a thyroid patient, hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism patients come to us and ask us that they can consume those, yes or no, what should be our answer? We should say yes, they can consume it, and it is safe for them in limitation. Why? Because the goitrogens which are present in those cruciferous vegetables can be destroyed properly in boiling method. During boiling, it will be inactive. So, goitrogens cannot be active after cooking. Now, our next topic is all about tomato. Next slide, please.
Your video is not on. Okay.
Sir, am I visible now?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Now, this is all about the tomato. Tomato is very famous from our kitchen section because our mothers are always saying us without tomato, nothing can be prepared very deliciously. So, tomato is act as like a functional food. The consumption of tomato and its lycopene is very much essential for our body. because it contains the fatty acid, lycopene, carotenoids, vitamins and minerals and various antioxidant also. And it is very famous for us because it is also low in calorie. So in obese patient, we can say that they can take as a tomato soup. And it also contains a lot of fluid. So in the patient of fever, they also can have it because they can rehydration from this product also. And it also helps to boost the immunity. It also contains various antioxidants, so it reduces the aging properties. Next slide. Sir, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Now the another one is about the sweet potato. And this sweet potato is very famous in our kitchen because in Bengali we are calling it as rangalu. We use it in the preparation of pithe as bhaja pithe. It contains beta-carotene, sucrose, starch, phytocaramide, and many antioxidant compounds. It also helps in preventing the aging. It plays hypoglycemic role also. It has also hypocholesterolemic effect, so it is also useful in dyslipidemia treatment. But the question is, how can we use it in our regular diet? Now I am telling you about the accommodation of diet. We can cook as an ingredient of a mixed sabzi and in the dessert with a less sweet because it also contains a sweetest form. And we can have it as a powder form, starch, juice, and a nutraceuticals capsule also. And it also contains selenium, vitamin A, vitamin C, magnesium, and potassium also. And in a twist, there is a contradictory part about the tomato, like various patients are saying to us that in uric acid elevation level, can they consume tomato? So what will be our answer? We will say yes, they can have it as their diet because there is no relevant such studies that uric acid elevation associated with the tomato consumption. And another one, the rangalu consumption. The rangalu is also like a hypoglycemic role. So in diabetic patient also, they can have it in a limitations. Now the next slide, please. Now we will know about the green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables are like the starters of every Bengali family. And yes, it is an essential part of our food plate because those green leafy vegetables provide many important vitamins, minerals, dietary fibers, antioxidants, and so on. And now we have the spinach, kalmi, lettuce, kale, mustard greens, pumpkin greens, and very common. Now the benefits of green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables are rich in vitamins, minerals, vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, calcium, magnesium. In another hand, it is also low in calorie and maintain a healthy weight. So in degenerative disease, they can also have it. It contains chlorophyll, the pigment present in all the greens, which help to purify the blood. And it contains a good amount of antioxidant also. And this is also associated to reducing the risk of cancer, aging process, cardiovascular disease, and free radical oxidation. And we know that if free radical oxidation is lower inside, then the degenerative diseases in old age is also in our hand. So ultimately, it helps to reduce the risk of those degenerative diseases. And it also boosts the immunity system vision, our vision, and the skin health. But before any advice, we should check the blood parameters also, because all of these leaves are high in potassium. So, in the patient of chronic kidney diseases, hyperkalemia, and some patient of cardiac arrest who have the hyperkalemia syndromes and hyperkalemia also, those patients should be restricted. Okay. Now, the next slide, please. Okay. Now, the next slide is all about the fruits. And the fruits is very healthy for us. A healthy diet is incomplete without fruits, because fruits contains dietary fiber, beta carotene, vitamin C, tocopherol, magnesium, zinc, folic acid, and so on. And a very important part of this is like folic acid may reduce the blood levels of homocysteine. And this homocysteine level is in lower side, it also ultimately reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. So it also helps us to prevent the coronary heart disease. And fruits are very good for controlling blood pressure, cholesterol, obesity, and diabetes. As fruits are loaded with dietary fiber, so if patient can take fruit in between the breakfast and lunch, then it reduces the glucose spike in the blood, and it giving them a good glycemic control. It helps to reduce the postprandial effect of blood glucose level. So take a rainbow colored balanced diet every day and keeps your doctor away. Now the next slide, please. Okay. Now it is very important for us because all of us mostly like the berries, and our favorite berries are strawberries, and gooseberries is very common in us. So berries are the top sources of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. There are various types of berries, like you see, there are gooseberries, cranberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, etc. According to various research, we have seen that berries provide potassium, magnesium, vitamin C, fiber, and prebiotic also. So it is clear that berries are also good for our gut microbiota. And we know that if our gut is fine, then most of the disease are in lower side. Okay. Now, in another research concluded that blueberries can also lower down the risk of type 2 diabetes. And berries are also contains anthocyanin. So it lowers down the weight and reduce the risk of heart attack and increase the memorizing power. And in the other hand, we can see that those berries are also rich in various types of antioxidants also. So it is very helpful to reduce the aging process also. And it is very helpful for anti-inflammatory marker. And if we have a reduced anti-inflammatory marker, then it is very good for us. And we can have it as a detoxified agent also. So we can have those vegetables and fruits in a section that will help us to keep ourselves healthy. Now I want to request my fellow colleague Reem to carry it forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Megma, for so nice explanation about fruits and vegetables as a functional food. So next slide, please. Now I am going to talk about nuts as a functional food. So I have a question, like in our lifetime, at least once, we all have think or thought that nuts are fattening, isn't it, right? Because we all think and we all used to very reluctant to accept nuts as a functional food. So today I am going to discuss about nuts, that why it is functional. As we know that no food is fattening at all. Same applicable for nuts also. We just have to have a knowledge and awareness that in how much modification we can consume it or incorporate it in our daily to daily life. First, I am going to talk about peanut. Peanut is widely available in our local market, but we always back of the mind think that peanut can be fattening for us. If we consume peanut more and more, then we will be fluffy and fat. So reluctantly we refuse the peanut. But in my PPT, I have already mentioned the nutritional value and the benefits of the peanut. But which I did not mention is that in how much quantity we can have in our daily to daily life. We can have a handful of peanut every day without any hesitation. It is not fattening at all. And also, this is very much beneficial for our health. In fact, I have included a local traditional recipe also in my presentation in my next slide. How? Because widely in India, we can see that peanut is treated as legume as well, though it functions just like other nuts and benefits like other nuts, so it considering as a nuts, but we Indian accept peanut as a legume. So in my next slide I am going to show a glimpse of a traditional recipe for peanuts. Next slide please. If this is beneficial, you can all have a screenshot for this recipe. Next, I am going to talk about walnut. Next slide, please. So how we can consume walnut? Though we know that walnut is very bitter and most of us very reluctant to have walnut. But hey, we can't ignore the benefits of walnut in our life. How we can consume it just raw? No, we can't consume it raw. We have to soak the walnut overnight and then consume them in the morning is one of the best way to consume walnut. How? Because just to prevent the hindrance of digestion process on individual. Because soaking walnuts can reduce the anti-inflammatory properties and those who can cause indigestion in the process. And also I have mentioned some benefits in this slide, just like it lowers the bad cholesterol, it boosts our bone health, it reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes, it reduces inflammation, just I have mentioned, it improves our mood also, helps to control weight, and it suppresses our appetite because it gives us the satiety value. It enhances our brain function as well and prevents nausea during pregnancy. Next slide, please. Okay, so next I am going to talk about almond. So in weight management journey, almond plays a very important role, and we can see a tendency that people accept almond than any other nut available in market, because we human has a tendency to accept visual result. It has been seen that a normal individual when starts to consume almond, their skin health, hair health gets better. It is proven also that it is very much beneficial for patients who is suffering for cardiovascular disease, obesity, as well as diabetes. How we can consume the almond? Just like walnut, we have to soak it overnight, we have to reduce the mishappening agents, and then we can consume it as the first thing in the morning. Also, almond milk is very much beneficial for growing children who are in growing phase in their life. It is significantly seen that if we give almond milk to the phases of growing children, they can, the significant growth and development can be seen in their health. And how it can also help in our daily to daily life, it reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, it helps to maintain our weight management, also prevents the cancer, just to prevent the carcinogenic cell activity, and also in diabetes. Next slide. Now I am going to talk about pista. So pista is quite expensive though, but we can't ignore the immense benefit of the pista. It has been seen pista is more liked and consumed immensely by vegetarian people because they can't have
The
the
video is
animal
on.
protein, right?
Video, it
I'm
is okay, okay. Okay.
okay. I'm so sorry. So we can see that the pista is immensely liked and consumed by the vegetarian people because they can't have the animal protein, right? But we can have pista as a nut, which is more in protein, fiber, and antioxidant. So it has been a tendency for vegetarian people to accept pista widely. How can we have pista in our daily to daily life? We can have 10 to 15 pista at least once in a day. But no, it's not possible for all other people or all of us that every day we can consume pista because it depends on their taste buds, likes, dislikes as well. But mostly we can have pista as a laddu. Just for an information, I have added a picture in the slide, that is pista coconut laddu or pista barfi also we can have. Next slide. Now I am going to talk about cashew nut. We all know that cashew is very beneficial and significantly it is proven that how much beneficial cashew nowadays. But again, we are very reluctant to accept without awareness and information that cashew can be beneficial. So I am going to read the benefits of cashew. It goods for our heart health, our healthy mind. It can prevent our gallstones also, very much beneficial for diabetic patient. It also helps us to maintain our beautiful skin. It boosts our energy as well as our mood. It also helps to balance our weight. It goods for our digestion system, also improve our blood pressure, bone and teeth, and make them strong, bone and teeth. Next slide. So also there are some myths and facts about nuts. First, that is the nuts are fattening. But is it so? I have already discussed that in moderation and in right quantity, if we consume nuts, it's not at all fattening. Next, I am going to talk about how should we consume nut. But soaking or activating nuts is necessary to obtain the benefits because soaking process is help to reduce the unnecessary mishappening causes indigestion. So we must soak them all and then we can peel it off and just we can consume that. One type of nuts is healthier than other. No, just like in life, we know that everyone is better and perfect in their own way, so as nature mothers children. Just like nuts also act in their way. Different type of nuts act differently in physical and mental wellness. If you have peanut allergy, you can't have any nuts. No, that is also not at all true. If you have allergy about peanut, you can positively try another nuts and get their immense benefit in your wellness journey. Next, babies should not eat nuts or any nut product because they are an allergenic food. Again, it is not proven at all. It's just a myth or mindset barrier that we need to break now. If one type of nuts is not for you, that does not mean that other nuts of the nut family is not at all beneficial for you. You just need to try that and break the barrier in your life. Next slide, please. Okay, so there I have added some studies about nuts. I am going to read it out. In a study between a greater consumption of tree nuts and peanuts is associated with related risk of cardiovascular disease mortality, as well as lower CVD events. There is emerging evidence that consumed tree nuts reduces the incidence of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and promotes diversity of gut microbiota, which is then my improved CVD outcome. Evidence for CVD prevention is strong for some variants of tree nuts, particularly walnut. I like to mention that those who are suffering from NAFLD, they are always very reluctant to have peanut, but they are very much fascinated about almond. But this is also need to know that peanut is also beneficial as well as almond. In next study, I am going to talk that from another study, we concluded that common nuts are energy-dense food with complex matrix of beneficial nutrients and bioactives, including MUFA and PUFA, high-quality protein, fiber, non-sodium minerals, vitamin E, phytosterol, and antioxidant phenolics. Nut consumption also confers modest improvement of glycemic control, blood pressure, endothelial function, and inflammation, along with lowering cholesterol. Impressively, the nut supplemented diet reduced stroke by 45%. In one large study examining nuts and health, researchers analyzed data from over 210,000 health professionals followed up by 32 years. They found that compared with those who never or almost never consume nuts, or people who ate 1 ounce of nut 5 or 4 times per week, had 14% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and 20% lower risk of coronary heart disease. During the study period, both peanut, technically a legume but nutritionally similar to nuts, and walnuts were linked with lower sorry, I can see the PPT. Yeah, lower disease risk. So that's all about for nuts. So I am open for question answer part in comment section. So I like to hand over the next part to Joyashri for continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rim, for giving me this opportunity to cover another important topic, the benefit of seeds uh, as a functional food. So in this section, I will discuss a little bit about different kind of seeds and their health benefits. So the first one is about the chia seeds. So chia seeds are uh, excellent source of vitamin, mineral, and antioxidants. As we all know that antioxidants helps to reduce the free radicals from our body. And the fiber, protein, and the fat present in chia seeds helps to uh, function as a buffers to carbohydrate breakdown. As a result, chia seeds helps to maintain the blood glucose level. Chia seeds also help in bone health and gut health too. So next is about fennel seed. In Bengali term, we all know this as a mouri. And Indians are food lovers, and their and for post food refreshment, their love for mouri is not unknown. So dried fennel seeds are a storehouse of various nutrients and various nutrients with low calories and high in different kind of macro and micronutrients. The fennel seeds contain a specific aromatic essential oil uh, that has antibacterial properties that helps to freshen our breath. Uh, the sweet fennel seeds are help to secrete the saliva. Uh, for that, the this which kills the bacteria. Which kills the harmful
If you
bacteria.
cannot see the slide, Joyashree, you can
Sir,
use your
sir, I am
mobile.
telling about the seeds present in one slide, sir.
Okay, you need to change the slide. Slide কি
No,
change
no,
করতে
sir.
বলবো?
না, না, sir.
I think
একটা
if it
এই
is not
slide
visible,
সম্পূর্ণ-
you continue. I do not
Okay,
want
sir.
to distract.
Okay. So the phytonutrients present in it helps to clear the sinuses. it helps to bronchial relaxation that reduce the symptoms of asthma. Now, next is about the mustard seeds. Many studies showed that the carotene and the phenolic compounds present in mustard seeds might beneficial for diabetes mellitus because these compounds help to secrete the insulin from the pancreas and maintain the blood glucose level. Psoriasis is an autoimmune inflammatory disease, a kind of skin disease. Many studies shows that the mustard seeds might fight against this, might reduce the inflammation caused by this psoriasis. Now, next topic is about flaxseed. One serving of flaxseed provides a good amount of protein, fiber, and omega-3 fatty acids. It also helps to manage our weight. This is likely because the soluble fiber slows the digestion of the uh, slows the digestion and increases the feeling of fullness, which may especially useful if you are trying to lose your weight. It may also help to lower the risk of cardiovascular disease and certain kind of cancers and reduce the blood cholesterol and blood sugar level. Now, next is about the sunflower seed. Sunflower, many studies shows that the consumption of sunflower seed is linked to lower risk of cardiovascular disease and high blood cholesterol level and high blood pressure. These seeds are a source of vitamin and minerals, which can support our immune system and increase the ability to fight off against certain kind of viruses. It also helps to treating the anemia. Now, next is about the pumpkin seed. These pumpkin seeds may be small in size, but packed full of valuable nutrients. Eating only a small amount of these can provide a substantial quantity of healthy fat, zinc, and uh, magnesium, etc. Because of these, pumpkin seeds have been associated with several health benefits, including the heart health and prostate health and protection against certain cancer. Other older studies suggest that the lignans present in these pumpkin seeds may fight against the uh, breast cancer. Now, next is about the sesame seeds. In Bengali term, we all know this as peel. Yes, these tiny seeds are not less than any multivitamin or multi-mineral supplement. In winter, we mostly take it because it helps to keep our body warm. These seeds contain copper, which helps to reduce the pain in joint and muscle. It also contains the folic acid, which helps fetal health. It also contains the calcium and the zinc, which is good for better growth and bone health. So not just for adult, but also important for the kids and old age people too. Now, next is about papaya seed. Whenever we talk about the nutritious fruit, the first one is come on mind that papaya. But many of us, or many of most of the people, thrown away this seed because they are not aware the benefits of this papaya seeds. Yes, these papaya seeds are also very important. These no. Okay, okay. The next slide, please. Here are the studies about the seed. Here are some studies about the flaxseed, uh, which I am reading out. Yes, sorry, not about flaxseed. Yes, flaxseed and chia seed. Here, chia seed has been known for over 5,500 years. Chia seeds were one of the most important components of the diet. Chia is a good source of polyunsaturated fatty acid, omega-3 fatty acid, and omega-6 soluble dietary fiber. It also contains appreciable amount of proteins and phytochemicals. Now we have reached almost at the end of the session. Next slide, please. Nowadays, functional foods are on peak demand due to increasing consumer awareness for healthy living. But due to dangerous effect of foods, these functional foods should be taken under proper supervision of a nutritionist or dietitian. Okay. Next slide, please. So thank you to the audience. Thank you for being with us. Now, the question and answer part is open to you, sir. Sir, are you there?
Okay, maybe some network issue is there. Thank you so much. Very nice presentation by all four of you. There are some questions in the chat. I will read out for you. Just first question is from Sharmista Das. Can I take soaked almond with its pill in hypothyroidism?
Yes, we can have that.
Okay. Then next question is, can diabetes patient take sweet potato?
Yes, actually, it has a hypodiabetic, glycemic load. So you can have it, but in limitations also. And in limitation, if we can add it in a dessert, so we can cut down the normal sugar consumption. So it is helpful for us. And there was another question like papaya leaves, about the papaya leaves. Actually, the papaya leaves extract contains various types of bioactive compounds and enzymes, and that actually increase the production of platelets and reduce the infection. And in the patient of dengue, also they can have
Oh,
it.
acha, you have
And,
already started the session, right, Megma? Q&A session.
Yes, sir.
Actually, na Kalpana ma'am just now called me. So I was busy in the call and somehow the session has ended. I am really sorry. Okay, please continue with the question. Sanjana has posted on question about the papaya leaves and
Yes,
increase of platelets. Acha, you are giving the
yes.
answer, na? Okay, you continue. Later on, if necessary, I will add on. Bolo. Khushbu
Yes,
can
sir.
also give some
Papaya
answer. Na? Bolo. हाँ,
papaya
बोलते जाओ.
Papaya
Follow.
leaves extract contains the bioactive compound, and which actually increase the production of platelets and reduce the infection. In dengue, it is also helpful. And beside the papaya, the vitamin C containing fruits like the citrus fruits and the vegetables, leafy vegetables, more fatty fish, and raising the folate intake is also helpful to reduce the infection also. So in the patient of dengue and in infectious disease, if we increase the vegetables and
It is very,
fruits,
very good
then it will
flavonoid
be
also. Na? It is very good flavonoid.
yes.
Actually, na, there are in form of tablets also nowadays it is available. I have used during my dengue, my platelet was 70,000 and below. So when a doctor has recommended me the Caripril or that Carica extract of tablets, 3 tablets daily. So instead of sometimes now we have to depend on the nutraceuticals, that is curcumin, piperine, that are the active ingredient and that are given in a high dose. So there are many nutraceutical companies and nowadays popular. So आप कितना सारा turmeric लोगे, जितना हमको curcumin लगेगा for cancer cachexia, so उतना turmeric हम लोग एक दिन में नहीं ले सकते एक्टिव डोज करेंगे मुश्किल है, बहुत कॉस्टली है। सो हम लोगों को सप्लीमेंट फॉर्म में तभी लेना होता है जब हम लोग मेडिकल न्यूट्रिशन थेरेपी के लिए सोचते हैं। फॉर सम पर्पस वी आर थिंकिंग, नॉर्मल हेल्थ बेनिफिट इट इज ओके, बट संजना आप अगर कोई पर्पसफुली आप डोज के हिसाब से लेते हो तो यू हैव टू टेक इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पाउडर, यू हैव टू टेक इन फॉर्म द कैप्सूल, यू हैव टू सर्च फॉर द न्यूट्रिस्यूटिकल्स। सो उस समय तुमको टर्मरिक पाउडर या ब्लैक पेपर या पापाया का लीव्स बॉयल करके लेने में, उतना सारा लेने से पेशेंट का इंडाइजेशन हो जाएगा, सॉरी डायरिया हो जाएगा, उतना सारा पापाया लीव्स नहीं। Megma, yes, you have given the excellent answer, like very true about the papaya leaves and increase in the platelets, but कभी-कभी होता नहीं है, मतलब natural source से नहीं होता है. This is my opinion. I am not sure that.
And natural sources also contains the anti effects also, anti-nutrient effects also. So we can not have the up to mark levels also. So for that reason, we have to take the nutraceuticals too.
True. Any more question? If you can check in the chat box.
One more question is there. Ankita Ray has asked, how much fennel seeds can we
Sharmishta
add?
has asked. Huh?
How much fennel seeds
It's a-
can we add?
Joyashree, do you want to answer this? Fennel seed, mouri, and किस पर्पस में हो? अंकिता, किस पर्पस में आप फेनल सीड के बारे में बोल रहे हो? মানে ও বলছে কতটা দিতে হবে জয়শ্রী, অ্যামাউন্টটা বলছে, কোন অ্যামাউন্ট স্পেসিফিকেশন আছে কিনা?
If we are using it in a little amount na, for post food replacement or
obviously.
whatever na. So
Obviously, little amount, not too much of amount.
not too
Patient
much
will not be able to.
amount.
Sometimes we are giving the a form of para, like ajwan and mouri, that is soap or fennel or jeera. Together we boil it and have the extract. Or we used to chew and then we have some water. So it gives a very good effect. For different functional properties, fennel seed have. Not only a single property. That's why they are called functional food, because they have different like function, right, Joyashree? And
Yes.
always we will say, Joyashree, not to take excess amount. Excess
Yes.
amount will be harmful. Even yesterday we are discussing about the millets. So nowadays people are becoming very crazy and taking 3 meals of millets. So that will be not, the people will not be able to digest that thing. Thank you, Joyashree, for your
Sir, one
answering.
another question is there. If any diabetic patient is having chia seeds along with his prescribed medicine, is there any side effects?
No side effects. Sometimes I need to say, Fatma, that who have asked this question?
By Priya De.
Okay. So, Priya, I want to say sometimes now it happens that the patient is a GDM patient and patient is taking methi powder, fenugreek powder, and too much of fenugreek powder, the patients can lead to hypoglycemia because methi can reduce the blood sugar level. But chia is the insoluble, it is the fiber. It is increasing the bulk, it is increasing the satiety. So chia always have a property that you have to take in 10 gram amount, 2 teaspoons. You have to soak it for minimum half an hour. If you do not soak chia seed, it will not work. So you need to soak chia seed for some time. Then you can mix in raita, mix in curd, mix in smoothie, oat smoothie. So along with medicine, chia seed can be consumed. It doesn't have any property that it is antagonistic, but we always keep some space between medicine and food, because if we don't know the drug nutrient properties, so it can have some reduced like function. The medicine का function पूरा नहीं होगा, maybe थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा. जैसे बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं होता ना, थायराइड का मेडिसिन थायरोनॉम या एलिट्रॉक्सिन लेने के बाद ही बिस्किट्स ले लेता है, उसके बाद चाय ले लेता है. So at least 40 minutes 1 hour गैप देना बहुत जरूरी है. Then they should take the food. So मेडिसिन का बेनिफिट बहुत ज्यादा होगा. जैसे आज ही कैंप में, सौरदीप का कैंप में, जो सबसे सीनियर मोस्ट लेडी थे दैट इज 65 ईयर्स, शी इज डूइंग स्विमिंग, उसको थायराइड का प्रॉब्लम है, कोलेस्ट्रॉल का प्रॉब्लम है, उसको डायबिटीज है बहुत सालों से, मगर ऑल द ट्रीटमेंट ही इज डूइंग फ्रॉम होम्योपैथी. So I am not saying that homeopathy is not a science or Ayurveda is not a science. So sometimes itna sara complications and not, that is not also going down, and the therapist or the doctor has said that you have to wait for 6 months. So देखो ये पेशेंट को समझाओ, दिस इज कॉल्ड द कम्युनिटी एजुकेशन, और माने ये इसको ही बोला जाता है जो आपको पेशेंट को एडुकेट करना है. मैडम आप 6 मंथ तक होम्योपैथी के लिए वेट करोगे तब थायराइड कम होगा, तब डायबिटीज कम होगा, उसके अंदर तो आपका बहुत सारा ऑर्गन में खराबी करना शुरू कर देगा. दैट विल create some problems. So do not experiment with this type of food disease like uric acid, thyroid, like dyslipidemia, blood pressure को लेके. एक लेडी कौन कौन थे वो लोग हमारे साथ ज्वाइन किया है, डालिया एंड लास्ट मधुरिमा वाज नॉट देयर. मधुरिमा के पास ही वो पेशेंट आए लास्ट टू लास्ट वीक. पेशेंट का एज है 40. सो उसका 250 ब्लड प्रेशर हो गया था, नीचे का 160, एंड पेशेंट ऑलमोस्ट फेंट हो गया था. उसका लड़का उसको हॉस्पिटल में भर्ती कराया, एंड आज भी उसके बाद उसको छोड़ दिया, उसके बाद दवाई शुरू कर दिया, ब्लड प्रेशर का मेडिसिन शुरू कर दिया, एंड आज भी जब हम लोग बीपी चेक किया तो उसका 180/95 ऐसा हाई दिखाया. सो उसको हम लोग अलार्मिंग ये दे दिया, उसको डाइट चार्ट में अलार्म क्रिएट कर दिया एंड बोला इमीडिएटली यू विजिट योर डॉक्टर, एंड 0.5 mg of amlodipine is not enough for you. You need to increase the dose of amlodipine to at least 10 mg, and doctor may change to some other drug. So that is important. The medicine we will not decide. We will ask the patient, we will push the patient, we will force the patient to visit to a doctor. एक 40 साल का लेडी जिसका 17-18 साल का एक लड़का है, अगर एक्सीडेंटली कुछ हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? तो एक बार बॉडी ने हम लोगों को इंटीमेशन दे दिया, उसको हॉस्पिटल जाना पड़ा, स्ट्रोक जैसा ये हो गया. तो इसमें ना क्या होता है ना, कभी कभी आप लोग को पता है ना, सॉर्बिटेट एक मेडिसिन जो टंग के नीचे दिया जाता है, सो दैट कैन बी लाइफ सेविंग. ये आपका लाइफ सेव कर सकता है अगर पेशेंट का बहुत हाई बीपी एंड कार्डियक अरेस्ट जैसा कंडीशन आ जाता है. मगर पेशेंट क्या होता है ना, पेशेंट पार्टी कैन नॉट टेक डिसीजन, तुरंत नहीं ले पाता है क्या करना है नहीं करना है. सो एक्सपेरिमेंट करो, आप फंक्शनल फूड रखो, मगर इफ योर डॉक्टर हैज प्रिस्क्राइब्ड यू मेडिसिन और इंसुलिन, डू नॉट अवॉइड इट. मगर बेटर आप फंक्शनल फूड, प्रॉपर डाइट, एक्सरसाइज करोगे, सो आपका हो सकता है मेडिसिन का डोज रिड्यूस हो जाएगा, या डॉक्टर आपका मेडिसिन बंद भी कर सकता है. इट इज कॉल्ड द रेमिशन ऑफ डायबिटीज, हो सकता है. सो इसलिए दैट इज माय आंसर. संगीता आचार्य बोलो, व्हाट इज योर क्वेश्चन? संगीता हैव रेज्ड हैंड. अच्छा, थायराइड वाला क्वेश्चन किसी ने लिया? मेघमा একটা দেখো क्वेश्चन আছে. শর্মিষ্ঠা has asked some question on thyroid in the chat box. If Shormishta can say anything. Thank you Fatma for your feedback. Thank you Ketoki. Thank you Ankita Roy, Mopia. Thank you Rimi Banerjee. Very informative session. Thank you so much Jyoti. Thank you. Functional food is sometimes already a part of Indian thali. And for example, own spices. Yes, always I used to say the same line for our functional food. Thank you, Jyoti. Pritha.
Sir, has already answered that. About almonds, you were saying, sir?
I have one question,
Who
sir.
have Reem has answered.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So since in the presentation papaya seed is mentioned, so I want to ask in what form we can consume. Like we
Papaya
all know,
seeds or leaves?
Seeds.
सीड बोला गया क्या?
Papaya
अच्छा,
seed.
मे बी मैं मिस किया, एक दो जगह पे मैंने मिस
हाँ,
किया.
Joyshi slide में papaya seeds था. So in many households she mentioned also that when we consume fruit we usually discard seeds. So in what form or in what way we can consume it, papaya seeds, and how much?
Yes. पपाया
दीदी
सीड जो
कैसे?
है ना, हम लोग
बोलो
पपाया
बोलो
सीड जो
जैसे.
है ना, पहले पहले
And Reem and
mind-
sorry, Reem and Payal, थोड़ा video on रखो. We are about to end the session. हाँ, बोलो.
So whenever we want to talk about the nutritious foods, the first one is come on mind, that is papaya. But many people do not aware about that the papaya seed also has the benefit. So this seed has the anti-aging properties too. It helps in it, and in these papaya seeds are mostly bitter in taste, and you can add these with various kind of flavor, or if you want to take this, you can dry it, then crush it and add to your salad, but not more than 1 tablespoon per day, because of this side effect. uh, mm, uh, because of some side effects like diarrhea can be
True.
yes.
Very nicely.
Thank you so
Joy.
much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Any question for Payal? Payal, sorry due to network, but people have listened to you from my phone, and it was sound was very clear. কোনো অসুবিধা হয়নি. So no need to worry about the thing. It was nicely presented. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. There is, I think, no more question. I will request everyone to go through in details of the Indian functional food. So along with diet, you can add some twist by adding some functional food to every patient, and really it will help our Indian patients to overcome many complications, many diseases. Jyoti wants to add something. Jyoti madam is there. Jyoti Pachasia, yes.
Sir, good evening to all of you. First of all, congratulations to all the speakers. খুব ভালো বলেছো আপনারা about the functional foods related.
Thank
আমি
you so
একটা
much.
জিনিস অ্যাড করতে চাইছি। রিসেন্টলি 2017-এ বা 2016 I guess FSSAI একটা functional foods এর
Jyoti, keep it
ব্যাপারটা
in
নিয়ে
Hindi and English only, because
Yes.
there are some people who are other part of not from West Bengal.
ओके सर हाँ, मैं ये बोल रही हूँ कि रिसेंटली 2016 या 2017 में FSSAI has recently came up with the labeling and regulations regarding the functional foods. हम जो processed foods खाते हैं like polyols, recently we have heard about the polyols so many times. Now polyols are something which is being added in the bakery products, also in some other beverages as well. तो उसको हम लोग कहीं पे पढ़े हैं कि इट इज रिगार्डेड एज अ फंक्शनल फूड। तो उसका फंक्शनल फूड का जो लेबलिंग है, हम जो प्रोडक्ट्स खाते हैं या प्रोडक्ट्स वी व्हाटएवर वी कंज्यूम, उसके बारे में एफएसएसआई ने रिसेंटली एफएक्यूज काफी निकाले हैं। सो आई वुड सजेस्ट एवरीवन कि एक बार आस्ते आस्ते उसको देखना भी स्टार्ट करें, बिकॉज रिसेंटली उसमें इट हैज प्लेइंग अ रोल इन न्यूट्रिशनल लेबलिंग आल्सो नाउअडेज।
Thank you for this insight. We should keep this in mind, and thank you everyone. Good night for today, and we will come
Sir,
with
আমার question ছিল, I have a question,
some
sir.
topic. Yeah.